So ever since this season of Dr. Stone kicked off, we've known it was going to be a split cour, but it's nice to get the confirmation that we'll only have a few month wait before cour 2 does begin this fall, this October. And it's a good thing they gave you that confirmation because, seriously man, it's pain not being able to know that we could come up next week and see the next episode after arguably the most powerful moment of Dr. Stone. And initially when you get revealed to how much of a G his father actually was, blood be damned, this episode hits that over the head. It doesn't matter if they weren't biologically related. That is father like son if I've ever seen it. And to see how he gave Senku such a head start with the tales and just all the things he laid out these breadcrumbs so he would have a better chance in the future. That's all emotional and well and good, but when you see for 30, 40, 50 years, however long it was, he literally died collecting platinum, gold dust and platinum mixed into this one messenger bottle. The one thing saying, I need to give humanity a head start because anyone who has a chance at trying to rebuild from scratch, they're gonna die before they get to the point where things are really gonna take off. So instead, he sacrificed his life so that whether it was his son, which he knew it would be, but the next person, no matter what, would have the things that literally there's only so much in the world to do. And to see him not be scared of death, but just be happy that he fell face forward so he could see the reflection of the sky. Because as an astronaut at heart, I mean seriously, if that didn't get you a little choked up, a little teary-eyed, you gotta be ice cold, similar to Ibra, because seriously, I don't know how you don't feel emotional to everything we just witnessed. Now, full live reaction to episode 11 of Dr. Stone New World is available on my Patreon. If you do want to see my full uncut thoughts as I watch today's episode, you can head on over there and consider supporting. But seriously, this is for me the most powerful moment, because even though I knew how much he did for Senku and how much like that father and son bond was just so tight, it's just to see a simple moment, to see all the people over the years just surround his dad and be crying because they look at this man with such respect and awe, saying, why don't you sit? Why don't you relax? Why are you literally killing yourself and maybe even potentially putting yourself in an early grave to collect something that maybe someone in the future might need? Because how can you realistically say that your son from 20, 30 years ago is going to wake up someday, right? It's nice to see because this really, to me, if we never touch upon his dad again, and this was the last moment we truly get to see flashback-wise, it would be the perfect way to wrap it all up because we knew what the astronauts, we knew what his family was doing and building into, but to see such a simple moment, and it's sometimes the simplistic moments hit all the harder than a complex emotional punchline because simply knowing that Senku's like, hey, if we're lucky, we might get a fingertip's worth from this entire bottle because realistically, if you collect this much, you're probably not going to get that much at the end of the day, but if that's all we have, we'll make do. And to see him slowly pick out more and more pieces as then you have this big pile and, you know, even if the characters around him doesn't quite understand, they're obviously saying, like, I thought you said this would be rare, but obviously they're not piecing it together like Senku, who's realizing in that moment his dad went to such lengths that as he was counting for all of those years to stay active so his mind would stay awake, you then had his dad, he didn't try to restart his life, have like a nice vacation, literally day after day up to his death, and when he realized that he was probably closer to approaching, if I croak, just make sure you put this in that round thing over there, because someone's gonna need it. And it's just, these are the moments that define Dr. Stone as one of the all-time greats in my opinion. Season 1 absolutely blew me away, Stone Wars continued that trend, but there's something about how this author has rejuvenated the Dr. Stone formula, which makes sense. We're in the New World territory, we're literally setting sea to brand new uncharted lands, so you would expect the formula to be different, but it's really nice how this author has actually managed to keep the Dr. Stone formula as we know and love it, but also kind of progress it in new uncharted territory. The whole way, like, we're still having inventions in that Dr. Stone fashion by taking parts of our mobile lab or just doing things in a very Dr. Stone fashion, but with that new world threat of not knowing the unknown, having these new characters, these new threats, fear of petrification, now that we literally have unlimited revival juice, as long as we keep that around, I mean, even if Senku was to turn to stone in the next episode, we know he could be brought back. I thought this season, or this cour, would end with Senku turning to stone and it being a big, shocking cliffhanger. Instead, we're reviving everyone. And it's just, it feels like we have a way to fight back against the most fearful thing, because now, if we keep something like this safe, we don't have to worry about collecting juice from a cave, and maybe in a year we have enough to bring back a handful of people. Senku truly believes humanity as a whole can be revived, and humanity can get this jumpstart and build a civilization that was probably even greater than where it once was. And to me, that's what makes an episode like this the most powerful, because it's more than just a father collecting gold dust and platinum up until his deathbed. It's the amount of love, it's the amount of connection that two people that had no reason to actually be father and son became a stronger father and son pairing than most characters in their world, and it's beautiful to witness, man. Now obviously they had some fun. I mean, when our girl was like cracking and you just hear that big glass shatter, and then you just see, I thought it was sand myself as well. I didn't put it together until afterwards when they said that it was gold dust, but you knew it would be important because you're not putting anything in that time capsule, all things considered, unless it's going to be important. And I love the fact that rather than just like simply going the route of, oh, here's a big ball of platinum, or here's this, you know, easy to transport thing. Instead, it's this kind of like, it's this franticness. Okay, we gotta quickly pick up whatever we can when someone's coming, not knowing what it is, sending it to Senku, hoping he has something there that he can use, and him just being like, okay, this could work, it's a little speck, it's alright. And then building into that emotional punchline. It just felt like they blended comedy, they blended emotion, but they made impact work, as well as when we first realized what his father did all the way back a couple of seasons ago, right? And to see him and to see these characters, and like, it just felt like a team operation, right? Even Ginro doing his little stupid spear dance because he needed to practice how to get himself out of danger need be rather than knowing how to fight, or just all these little moments. It felt like this wasn't the Senku show, it wasn't the Ginro show, it was the team effort. And seriously, being able to reverse petrification, as long as there's at least a couple of people that can bring other people back if they turn to stone, this actually feels like we have a fight here. It feels like potentially we're about to surpass even Stone War's excitement for the battle upcoming, and I'm here for it, man. As one of the bigger Dr. Stone fans who talks about this show week after week, I mean, I leave this season feeling absolutely thrilled. I'm excited for where Cour 2 is gonna go, and honestly, man, if you have to leave the viewers off and say, come back in a few months, I think Dr. Stone has one of the most satisfying stopping points I've seen for a split cour in a hot minute, because it's a cliffhanger in the way that we still need to fight back, but it resolves so much in a way that we didn't think possible a handful episodes back, or at least this way, and throwing in more father-son wholesomeness, even if they were separated by time like that, is just the icing on the beautiful Dr. Stone cake. So let me know what you thought, because we end Cour 1, we'll wait till October to jump into Cour 2. Let me know what you're feeling. Did you agree with me that this is the most emotional moment, or do you have a different one? Let me know what you're feeling down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, ring that bell so you can get notified when I upload more Dr. Stone in a few months, and like I mentioned, we have that full live reaction available on my Patreon, and while you're there, you can also get a video shout out. So today we have Gabby G, Pokemon 222888, Sign, and Gareth Green. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.